I was 5 when I first heard about the chicken pox. First Max was out of school, and then Sarah, and before long everyone with the last name between A and K, which really screwed up our line formations at recess. Well, at the time I was really jealous. I mean, kids left and right were getting to miss school because they got chickens and this thing called the pox. I mean, have you seen baby chickens? Those things are really cute. I didn't know what the pox was, but I wanted it. I wanted chicken pox. And then I got it. And it was enough to put me off of both chickens and pox for life. Well, thankfully, I also heard that I would never have chicken pox again. Liars. In truth, I can't get chicken pox again, but I can get shingles, which is a painful blistered skin rash that's like the calling card that chicken pox left behind.
It is caused by the same virus that causes chickenpox. It's called the herpes zoster virus. And you can only get it after you've had chickenpox. So what happens with the virus is it basically disappears and hangs out in the nerve root. And some type of stimulus, whether it's stress, immune suppression, or some other type of trigger, causes the virus to travel down the nerve root. That's where the pain comes in. Then the virus then appears, and that's your rash. But the nerve is still affected, and the virus goes back into the nerve root, and you're still feeling the pain of the virus traveling along the nerve root. The pain can go on for months and months. Pain associated with shingles is called post-herpetic neuralgia, and that occurs after the rash usually has gone away.
Now, not everyone who had the chicken pox will automatically get shingles. It generally only affects those with weakened immune systems, and the incidence of shingles is higher in the elderly population. So I still have some time to keep these chickens from rehatching. How do I do that?
The only really way to prevent it is just to keep your immune system up the same way you would keep your immune system up to prevent any disease. Just diet and exercise, eat right. But in some cases, people just get shingles and there's no real reason or explanation. But again, as you get older, it certainly does make it more likely that you may come down with it.
But for those like me who want to prevent the shingles from cropping up, there's a newly available shingles vaccine.
It's recommended for anybody over 60 who wants to avoid shingles. It's certainly not mandatory because you could still treat the shingles when you get it, but the problem with people who are older is that they have more chance of developing post-herpetic neuralgia and having that pain for a longer period of time. In fact, some older people who get shingles have it for the rest of their lives. There's always a little remnant left over after they had the shingles. And that's why that particular age group seems to benefit most from the shingles vaccine.
Now, people who've already had shingles are still eligible for the vaccine to prevent a second outbreak. And if you can't remember if you had the chickenpox or not, you should still consider getting the shingles vaccine. Studies show that 99% of Americans older than 40 did have the chickenpox and are still carrying around that zoster virus in those nerve roots. Plus, shingles is more painful the older you are. So it's better to bet that you did have the chickenpox and get the vaccine rather than take a risk with shingles. I'm Dr. Keller Wortham saying, count your chickens before they hatch. You're watching the eHealth Network. Stay healthy.